All right, guys. You guys want to blow up your back? That's how I blow my back up. You want a mass building back workout? Try this. You want bulging lats? You want Tyrannosaurus traps? You guys want lats like Dorian Yates with half the work and half fucking genetics? You want to figure out how to not work hard, get big? You want this is the shortcut channel. Pet peeve of mine, I'm all for a fucking awesome posing routine. Like, I think Samson's posing routine was probably the best at the show. Hottie's was good too. Hottie just like, you can feel like the intensity with him, like the aggression. Derek, I get the sense that his is kind of like a little more forced, like he's forcing the enthusiasm. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just comes across as like a little more forced, right? It's not naturally coming out of him. But I also don't know him, so what do I know? But there's some guys, man, like, I won't say who it was, because he's a fucking good-ass bodybuilder and he's a fantastic poser. But like, dude's routine was like 4 minutes long. I think it was bordering on 5 minutes. I looked down at my phone for fucking 2 minutes and looked back up and it was still going. And it was just like, it's just like this, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, and like on their knee, like this is like, I'm all for it, but it's like, are we not gonna have cutoffs in this motherfucker? Like, cut the music on this one. It's like when your posing routine, which is a bodybuilding posing routine, bodybuilding is the sport. When your posing routine becomes an interpretive dance, or like an audition for So You Think You Can Dance, like we need to cut you off, man. Like most of the guys that do that don't win. They're not winning the show. They're just simply not. Like, they're never the guy who wins. I've never been like, oh man, this posing routine was so beautiful and flawless and just like floating like a butterfly out there. They never win. Like, just show your fucking muscle off and get the fuck off the stage. Like, hit their shots, hit some cool transitions, time to the music, pop some like most musculars. Like, that's what people want to see. Like, we're not there to like, oh my God, beautiful flow, wonderful movement. It's like just so you think you can dance judges should just like rise out of the stage. Oh my God. Like, oh, it's wonderful. Like, you made me cry. But, yeah, it's just a bit much. Like, some of the guys are talented enough. They should probably start doing interpretive dance and fucking go on some fucking dance shows and win some competitions. But like, when it comes down to it, I don't know whether they think that like, because that's their like kind of like wow factor. That's what, like, this is my time to shine. Like, no, your time to shine is to like try and win the show. It's not to be like, oh, he came 8th, but he had the best posing routine. It was like fucking Swan Lake out there. It's the Nutcracker Prince. It's like, no one cares, man. Like, I'm only remembering those posing routines because of how annoying I thought they were. Not because of like, oh my God. But it's like a consolation prize to these guys that like, oh, you know, my posing routine was like 7 minutes long and I went through fucking 3 outfit changes and a fucking fuck off, man. One more thing that I noticed about the weekend is like when people win and they're doing their little speech on stage and like thinking about like overcoming adversity, whatever the fuck it is, like, I want to thank my family, blah, blah, blah. Like, they always forget to thank their fucking dealer. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to leave him out to dry like that? Or her. Like, they got you good shit. You look pretty good up there. Like, good GH, good test. Like, you know, the real primo from fucking Turkey. It's like, are you not going to thank these people? They're just as much a part of what happened up there as anyone else you're mentioning. Like, definitely not your mom. Your mom didn't help you lift any weights. You're fucking, unless she's spotting you in the gym doing your diet plan. Like, I don't know where you got to thank your family because you love your family, but like, we're talking about the results that we're staring at on stage, looking at you in the gym, person who told you how to eat, the juice you took, and your immediate like family, which is probably your girlfriend or boyfriend. That's it. And the plug. Where's the plug? Like my boy fucking Tommy, My boy fucking Chris, whoever the fuck it is for you. You know, he always comes through with me. He gets me the Bayer amps. He gets me the fucking Primo. He found me real Halo at the end. You know what I mean? It's like, thank you, bro. Thank your parents and for your genetics, but like, your fucking plug is the one who made that shit pop off. You know what I mean? It's an analogy that might work for some people. Imagine if when you come to the gym every day, most people that come to the gym every day, the only pitch they know how to throw is a fastball. So like, and some of them may like know how to throw a fucking like 90, they might throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's it.
Right? And some people like they get it on target because like their genetics or whatever. Most people are just winging that, are just like chucking that fucking thing, and it's like the catcher's here, and I told you this, didn't I?
I don't think so.
The catcher's here, and the fucking ball is like going flying over the backstop. It's like nowhere near the plate. Like sometimes it's hitting the dude. You know what I mean? Sometimes in the ground, it's 20 feet over there. So it's like you're not, the focus isn't correct. Like your intensity's there and everything you're doing is what it should be, but you're not like, it's a complete waste of your effort. Because you need to understand there's sometimes when you need other pitches, let's say. Like in golf, you need another club. You can't have every fucking shot with your driver. Like, and then get to the green and start hitting your putting with your driver, right? So it's the same analogy with in the gym. Like you guys are coming in and you're busting your ass. This is like the type of guys who are obsessed with weight as being the only form of progressive overload. Like intensity is like what they think is intense, but who knows what it really is. It's just a bunch of fucking huffing and puffing. But you know, it's like you see the guys who take the time to learn the craft and actually put the work in and learn how to become like well-rounded lifters. Whether it could be some lifts are like very light, could be like some lifts are heavy, some lifts I push myself, other stuff's just kind of pumping. It's like they're using the whole tool, like the whole arsenal they have to get a workout in, and they're understanding that it's like not about coming in here and just like stomping around and fucking going place to place and like breaking every machine you're on. And there's a good amount of people like that walking around, and this motherfucker it's like banging from machine to machine and just like thinking that the intensity that they're training with, the intensity that they feel like they are like emitting is going to like elicit results. But it's like, it's not. And everyone looking at you that knows what they're doing is like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You're slamming cable stacks and fucking, you're screaming on three plate aside hack squats. Ah! It's like, the yelling doesn't count. Like, and if the yelling is like legit, cool, but like I'm willing to doubt that either the yelling is forced or you're the biggest pussy in the world and you've never fucking really pushed yourself in life, because you screaming on a 3-plate aside hack squat, if someone who's an experienced lifter, there's no need for you to scream like that, right? So it's like you guys, I don't know if you ever seen the movie, the movie Major League with Charlie Sheen. Have you seen that? Where he's Wild Thing and he can't see, so he's just throwing like 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, but like almost knocking people's heads off. You know what I mean? They're like Wild Thing in Major League. Fucking Ricky Vaughn. That's what they are. Fucking poisonous fucking hydration drink. Tastes like fucking spoiled milk and fucking eggs. Titties are growing again.
Your titties are growing?
Look out, motherfuckers. Big hip come back to her. I don't know if anyone notices this. Girls in the gym, like your average girl, I'm not talking girls who like train and compete and like do their thing. Like the average girl who comes to the gym is very lost. So is the guy though, but like girls are super lost. Like they're like, I saw a girl the other day, she came in and warmed up by like jogging 2 miles on the treadmill, then coming over here and doing like a calisthenics fucking, like what the fuck she was doing, and then goes to like proceeds to do a whole like bodybuilding style workout. It's like, you gotta pick one. You gotta, and you're this big. There's no progress there. You're probably eating like 1,200, 1,100 calories a day, and like eating fucking like weird shit. Like this is like fucking broccoli sprouts with hibiscus petals and like 2 grams of protein from a lentil. It's like why? You're literally coming here spinning your wheels. Nothing's happening. It's just the act of coming here every day, putting on some tight clothing, and getting some attention.
Yeah.
Because you're not seeing results, you know you're not. Like, you have to know that. It's like fucking really sad. It's like guys that walk around in tank tops for no apparent reason.
Emotion.
Scared?
I'm scared.
Scared emotion? It's the new trend. Look terrified when you're training. I think I'm getting too big. Everyone, I'm sure, has a handle at their gym that's like this. It's obviously not as good as this. The best one ever made. That's why we got it here. Anyway. But it's like the slanted triangle handle, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, they think that it's like they're gonna pull it in and they just press like a normal like bar press down, so it's just like snapping, kind of just like throwing and catching. But the thing is, you have more leverage on this. You can get more hand, like outer palm on the edge of this and be over the weight more, almost trap it. And I can literally keep my elbows open more instead of being so tight. It's not really beneficial here to be tight. Like I don't get much contraction at the bottom. It just kind of like stalls. So I'd almost tell people to flare on this a bit, have more palm across the handle. So I'm like that, I'm not kind of over it, I'm like on it. So it almost becomes like a true press down, and where I can roll. So it's almost like my elbows cave out open. My other elbow doesn't do it as well, but I'm here and I'm rocking. So I'm almost trying to do this when I'm pressing. I'm flexing down, and I'm protracting my shoulder in the sense that I'm not keeping my shoulders tight, pushing. I'm trying to extend my arm through my press, just like we're talking about pressing from here and getting extension out, a lot of pressure out here. That's all I'm doing here, is getting more extension down, but controlling my negative. So I'm not doing this like coiled up into me shit that people do. It's like not all presses are the same, not all tricep motions are the same. If you change up your angle on tricep stuff, you'd be surprised how much you feel shit, right? Even if you have a problem feeling your tricep, there's another variation. On this, I can purposely let my arms hang in front of me. I'm trying to get my elbows as tight as I can together. I'm literally trying to touch my elbows. So I've caved in my chest. I can be here and I can throw down and do the same thing. So I'm keeping more alignment here, but I'm throwing down. It's almost like an overhead, except I'm throwing down to the ground. I'm not leaning against the bar, throwing out over. So I'm allowing my arm to get ahead of me. I'm allowing my back to relax and my arms to just sit, and I can tuck into my lat, my tricep where it ties in, and I can fire down through and get more extension, more length on the press. Or we can be here where we are here and press down. So I'm flared elbow here, and I'm meaning to press down on my hands. So I'm catching and then flexing over. So I'm trying to roll my shoulders in at the top and flex down, roll. So if you guys start playing with different angles on stuff, different ways to press through and roll through instead of just this, you know what I mean? Like, you'd be surprised how like three-dimensional your tricep becomes, because not a lot of people understand how to work different heads of their tricep. They like, yes, if you use full range of motion, you're gonna hit all three, in my opinion, if you're doing it the way that I would recommend. But if you wanna over accentuate the outer head, it's like I have to get this roll, I almost have to get this shoulder to like tuck in and flex over. I need to get this to go in and this to come over almost. I can't just be here. Because I'll just fire from this long head and just fire all down, or use my body weight, throw hand, right? I want to be able to like have this rolling motion so that I can flex out. Just like when you guys are on stage and you hit side triceps or side chest and you go here, you're about to hit a side tricep, you go here, whatever guys do, they go here, they grab, they're throwing here, right? Or they hit their side tricep and they pull across. That's the same motion. I'm rolling shoulder back and I'm squeezing shoulder down and I'm tucking shoulder back, right? So it's the same thing as the pose. So if I can see it in the pose, why wouldn't I want to move like the pose, right? It's like, oh, all I do is my tricep. So when I do my tricep, I go, I go, like learn how to contract the muscle Learn how to like show it extending, show it firing when you actually fucking work it. Those are the times that you'll actually be able to understand what's going on. If I've never felt the outside head of my tricep, how could I ever get into a shot and go here and like show my outside of my tricep and then grab and move back? You know what I mean? And I'm rolling shoulder. It's like, that's why a lot of you guys aren't connecting, not pros by any stretch of imagination, but a lot of amateurs or kids coming up, you're not connecting because you're not training like you should because you're not training like you pose. And you're not posing like you train. It's that simple. Like if I'm pulling a lat spread, if I'm here, I'm literally pulling my shoulder blades back. I'm not going, you know what I mean? Like how stupid that looks? You guys are you stand there and you're like, ha! It's like just because you pull your elbows back, like I'm pulling my elbows back right now. My back didn't fire. But if I understand my retraction of my shoulders and I'm able to roll up through and like roll my back and then rip my lat open, it's different, right? And that's why you guys will see guys who know how to move well in the gym, guess what else they do well? They fucking pose well. So it all carries over. If you're like, it's like saying if you're training for football or something and there's like agility drills, like speed work, all kinds of stuff like that. Like, it's like saying that if you're not good at any of that, you're just still gonna be awesome on the football field. It's like, no, it correlates. That's why they do it. That's why they do like feet, chopping, coming over the blocks. Like, it's ingrained in you a movement pattern. So when you go to perform the real thing, like in bodybuilding, when you go to pose, you feel those muscles hit because you know how to contract them and feel them sit, right? You know how to grab your tricep and rock around and sit on it because you felt the contraction before. You don't need weight on the bar. Being so obsessed with weight. Can't even tell them the picture anyway how much weight's on the goddamn bar. Treat people like mushrooms, feed them shit and keep them in the dark, you know? That's from The Departed. You guys can go look for that quote. He says it about the FBI though. But you love mushrooms, so you can't make that shirt. Treat it like mushrooms, feed them shit and keep them in there. I've partaken in a few mushroom episodes. When you do too many mushrooms though, like your anxiety level goes up a bit.
It goes down.
No, it goes up a bit. Because it makes you confront stuff.
Well, yeah.
So after you do it, I notice that after I do mushrooms, like if I do mushrooms on a night, for the next like week after, I'm more emotional.
That's a good thing.
No, I know, but it's not at the same time because it's not all good emotions.
You gotta feel it.
Like that. Shove that shit right down.
All of a sudden it comes back with a vengeance. You can literally hear like the metal the plane's made out of, like. All of a sudden this dude, like 3 rows back, starts making like these bitchy noises, like, woo, woo, woo. I just wish I had the balls to turn around and be like, dude, would you shut the fuck up? Jesus Christ, be a man, push it down.